We are discussing harvesting the commons. We talked about wildlife harvesting like fisheries in the previous podcast. Here we look at forests. Forests are open systems, and obviously you can have all kinds of protections on paper, and they're called paper parks because on paper they are protected areas, but due to various forces like corrupt guards or lack of enforcement, there may be logging and other kind of deforestation and disturbance going on. But you can also just fence them off and nobody is allowed inside and it just becomes completely isolated. Or you have an open system where people who live in them and indigenous people who have lived in the forest, with the forest for centuries, generations, are given actually the rights and ownership, and it's called titling. And it turns out from case studies that Eleanor Ostrom and Harini Nagendra did that actually the deforestation and the disturbance of forests is reduced in the case where titling is done and people are given rights to them, and they own the forest, so they have a sense of preserving it. And this was also played out, this had already played out also in Kenya, where ownership of the trees in the villages were given to people and they treated it as their own property and protected it. So human mind works in ways that people, if they don't feel like they are part of the solution, they are part of the forest and they are part of owning and preserving the forest, they may not pay attention. So having one guard while people don't feel engaged or as part of the system, it may be worse because as honest as the guard may be, protecting the entire forest with a few guards may become problematic. Whereas when people are engaged and they are seen, when they see themselves as owners, then they become the guardians, not just the guards. So this seems to work better from the cases that were studied. Makes sense, right? So even in fisheries, this was done where individual transferable quotas were given, and the fishermen themselves dealt with the quotas as if they owned those fishing grounds, and they protected their fishing grounds, as well as they could exchange quotas, transferable quotas, and so on. So obviously, there are ways in which sustaining the commons becomes easier, but this is also a scale issue. If the scale gets bigger and bigger, then these things don't seem to work so well. We'll see that